Hello and welcome to episode 118 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be Friday Night SmackDown, Friday, week 4, March 2021. And we're here. This is the go-home show before the 2 nights of WrestleMania. Before I get started, of course, the SLAMMY Award video came out yesterday. The feedback I've had on that already has been pretty decent. I think I already have like 20 or so actual submissions in, which is actually pretty decent, and it's now making me more confident of maybe doing like a Cyber Sunday style pay-per-view next season if I know that it will get the actual votes and response on it. So that's cool. I'm still working on the video. It's actually coming along quite nicely, to be fair, better than I thought it would be, the admin side of the WrestleMania stuff, so hopefully it won't be too long before I get that finished, and it won't be too long before WrestleMania drops after this, but of course, you're going to have to be patient with me. If it's not out within a day or two after this coming up, be patient, I am still working on it, I just want it to be good. But without any further ado, we've got one more show to get through before we get that far. Let's jump straight into that show now.
Close your eyes, surrender your beliefs to them for holding. Wait patiently to hear whatever changing minds are showing. The week will come. All they wanted was violence, to put the chains and divide us. It's all the worst that's inside us. We'll bring on the violence, the violence.
We start with Big Dog and Karrion Kross coming out, and Roman. Actually, no, it would be a backstage segment. Like, it would start before before SmackDown came on the air. Kross tried to jump Roman Reigns backstage in a way that would reminisce how he took him out at the Christmas Chaos pay-per-view, yeah. So, like, he attacked him backstage and took him out for those months. He would try and recreate that and take Roman out this close to Mania, literally 24 hours before their title match. And then when SmackDown comes on the air, we'd recap that, because it would start in the ring with these two fighting around ringside, hot, open, and all the road agents and security guards are trying to stop them. We get the big locker room brawl. Roman gets thrown into the ring at one point and does the big outside dive, wiping out Karrion and all of the road agents and referees. And just they get separated, and that's how we start the show. These two can't wait till tomorrow to get their hands on each other. Why did this match do so bad? I know, because Braun Strowman sucks, MVP's old, and yeah, no storyline. But Braun beats MVP 4 minutes 37 seconds with the running power slam. And then after the match, Bobby Lashley gets into the ring and he puts the Hurt Lock on Braun and puts him down to hype up their kickoff match on the Sunday night of WrestleMania. Yeah, not too shabby. They're also both in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on night 1, because people on the kickoff show aren't putting in the Battle Royals as well, so it's fine. So they will all everyone will pretty much go on the main card. We then cut backstage into the parking lot where Keith Lee's arriving, and he bumps into Kayla, and she says, "Keith, Brock Lesnar's here tonight, you're here tonight, could this finally be the night you two go face to face, man to man?" And Keith says if he knows anything about Brock, then he would like to think that Brock Lesnar would be willing to go man to man, face to face with Keith Lee, but he appears to have not be the same Brock Lesnar that he thought he was. And that's when Kayla screams like, "Look out, look out, look out," because Brock's in the parking lot and he jumped Keith Lee and he slams him against the car bonnet, and just they fight in the parking lot for a little while. I know this may be a little bit too similar to the Roman and Karrion Kross angle, but when you've got two storylines that are just two big beefy boys fighting each other, what else can you really do? And we get into just a backstage brawl. 69, that's actually pretty good. We get the one-on-one rematch between Bayley and Raquel. No Dakota involvement this time. Bayley wins in 10-20 with the headlock driver. 71 for Bayley and a 50 for Raquel Gonzalez. After the match, though, Dakota Kai gets into the ring And she gets a jump on Bayley, but Bayley sees this coming, of course, and she actually counters it, and it ends up with Bayley on the high ground. She goes to deliver the headlock driver to Dakota, and Dakota has to scurry away before Bayley can grab her. And she sort of looks at Raquel at ringside like, "What are you doing? I was going to get attacked. You were nowhere to be found, bitch. You better be there for me tomorrow night, because God, I might need your help. I brought you here, so you're here to be my bodyguard." And Bayley looks at Dakota. She's like, "This close, bitch. I'll get you on." Fuck, I've just noticed it because my good pal Doom Wrestling was like, "Hey, I've noticed in the build up to this pay-per-view you've been using the word bitch a lot, and I've just noticed I said it about 3 times in that segment. So, oops, made to make me feel bad. God." Women's Battle Royal hype. Sugar Rush, Shotzi and Ember defeat Alexa, Mandy, and the Iconics when Shotzi pins Billie Kay. 46 for Peyton, 44 for Billie, 51 for Alexa, 45 for Mandy Rose, 38 for Candy Floss, 39 for Zaya Brookside, 43 for Shotzi Blackheart, and leading the way is Ember Moon with a 65. And all 8 of these women will be in the Women's Battle Royal on night 2, the Sunday of WrestleMania. Will any of them win it? Who knows? But then the one who's got to be considered the favourite, along with maybe Asuka, is Shayna Baszler. And she comes into the ring and she lays waste to all 4 of the other women. And just lets it be known that she ain't to be fucked with, and this Battle Royal is hers for the taking. She's going to eliminate every other woman in that match. Then, Keith Lee and Brock Lesnar are still fighting in the parking lot. They sort of like have brawled all the way through the backstage area like Roman and Karrion Kross did. I know it's pretty much the exact same angle, but that's kind of why I did it. Like, again, you've got 2 beefy boys fighting each other, there's not really much you can do. And I sort of think it would be sort of weird to parallel the angles, because then it would sort of really would capture that whole, oh shit, they can't wait till WrestleMania, let's do it now, bitch. But say bitch again. But they're fighting around ringside, and it would end up with Keith Lee getting F5 through the announce table. And Brock Lesnar screams as Keith Lee's down, and he's like, "Who's scared now, motherfucker?" I was going to say bitch again, but no. And Keith Lee's left laying, and Brock Lesnar's like, "I'll see you tomorrow night, big boy." One last Firefly Funhouse segment. Bray Wyatt, he's prepping the Funhouse for battle. And all the puppets are there going, "Yo, dude, are you sure you're going to invite Alistair Black here?" And he's like, yeah, wowie. This is our home field, Ramblin' Rabbit. We're unbeaten in the Funhouse match. And then Ramblin' Rabbit's like, "Okay, you have to have faith, Bray, that he can do it." And then Bray sort of looks at him, he goes, "And I know he can do it because he's already in Alistair Black's head, because we have her." And then the spooky fiend things flash on the screen. And Bray just laughs. And he says, "Bye, Alistair. See you this Sunday." And yeah. Spooky. I didn't put a fucking storyline again. King Corbin defeats Apollo Crews in 11:16 at the end of days after Tucker helps him to give the last bit of edge towards Team Bivens at WrestleMania. 76 for Corbin, 67 for Apollo. And Team Bivens, which is of course King Corbin, AJ Styles, and Chad Gable, have the upper hand over Team Pierce, which is Apollo Crews, Daniel Bryan, and Sami Zayn. Face to face, Sasha and Bianca. And Bianca's like, "Girl, you ain't gonna get your sneak attack on me this time, bitch, because I'm gonna see you coming. And you really think you're the boss here on the SmackDown Women's Division, but you're a coward, and you proved that you're a coward because you know you can't hang with the EST. And I won the Royal Rumble, I earned the right to main event WrestleMania. So, if anything, you have to thank me, because you wouldn't be the main event if I didn't pick you. I could have gone over to Raw, I could have faced Io Shirai, and then we'd have been the main event, and then you'd have been floundering like you are. And you're just jealous because you don't want to admit that you're looking at your replacement, Sasha. And at WrestleMania, I'm going to cement that by becoming the BEST champion on SmackDown. And girl, you can deal with that, etc. Sasha's like, look here, you are a fucking bitch. I am the boss, and I have my friends here with me, and you can't beat me. I am the greatest women's champion. I am the cornerstone of the women's division, and you, people like you, thinking you can step up to the boss on your first title shot here on SmackDown. So I know you did have one on Raw, so she had to quickly correct herself, because I remember she did get a title shot on Raw against Shayna at one of the pay-per-views. It's like, your first title shot for the SmackDown Women's title, and you're coming right for my throat. Well, you need to be put back in your place so that nobody can step to the boss and get away with it. And they nearly get into a brawl, but it doesn't happen, because I had a lot of brawling on this show. And yeah, just a tense stare down. And hyping up the Night 1 main event, which is Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, which could be a risk, but fuck it. I'll pay for a special set and a special celebrity. It's fine. Bad Bunny will be there, and he'll make it a great show. Anyway, title ascension ceremony. These 4 teams battling for the SmackDown Tag Team titles in a ladder match at WrestleMania Night 2, and they're just gonna spew words as to why they think they're gonna win. And the Usos talking about how their family, Us, and the Street Profits talking about fam, and Cynthia talking about the heritage of Death from Above, and Ray and Dominik also talking about how their family, and this could be Ray's last hurrah to win gold, and this is the most important title shot he's ever had, because while he may be a 3-time world champion, he's never going to be able to recreate the feeling of becoming a tag team champion with his son ever again. That's why he has to win this match. And they get into some sort of schmoz, but the Street Profits end up going up there, and Montez Ford pulls the titles down, and he starts dancing with them, going, yeah, we want the smoke, we've pulled the titles down. Actually, no. He wouldn't pull, because I just realised it's a title ascension ceremony. We're not going to have him pull the titles down, because that would make no fucking sense, because we've just put them up there. Just, yeah, the Street Profits get the momentum, basically. Because I feel like they've been beaten every week, whereas the others have all got wins.
You got me feeling diamond rich. Nothing on this planet compares to it. Don't you agree? Who needs to go to sleep when I got you next to me? All night I ride with you. I know you got my back, and you know I got you. So come up, lights out, follow the noise. Baby, keep on dancing like you ain't got a choice. So come up, come up, come on, let's get physical. Adrenaline keeps on.
81, pretty good. I believe this is the actual main event match. Chad Gable and AJ Styles, both of Team Bivens, are teaming up against Team Pierce's captain Daniel Bryan and Chad Gable's opponent for Night 2 for the US title, Shinsuke Nakamura. And Bryan and Shinsuke defeat Gable and AJ when Daniel Bryan pins Chad Gable clean with a running knee in 22-22. 81 for AJ, 78 for Gable, 76 for Shinsuke, and an 86 for Daniel Bryan. Pretty fucking sick main event. But the show's not over there because we have a contract signing. Triple H comes out first. He says, Mustafa Ali, he delivered this here earlier on, and it's obviously got all the details that he wants to go through with this contract signing, and I'll sign it because I saw the fear in his eyes 2 weeks ago, and I came out and confronted him. He didn't expect to piss me off this quickly, and I'll sign his little WrestleMania contract, whatever he wants to, get him out of my hair and get him off my show. What does he want? Come out here, Mustafa. And then they actually do come out, physically, in person. Shut it down and all that, because I'll keep that theme song. But they're not Retribution. And Ali Sunday's like, let's make one thing clear here. I have the lead in this game. No pun intended. I know you think that you're one step ahead of me because you thought you could stop us. But you can't be that deluded, Hunter. Because I want you to think that you're in charge. Because you're not. For the first time in your life, you're not in charge. I have all the power. Because I could easily not sign this contract if you piss me off enough, and then I'll continue wreaking havoc and I'll ruin the biggest show of the year. But it's fine, I won't do that, because I'm a nice guy. And that's in the contract, and once I sign this paper, that the rest of WrestleMania will go off without a hitch. But me and you, we will have our unsanctioned match. And no, it's not going to be, I'm not going to have this be the main event, because I don't want you to have that privilege. You don't get to main event WrestleMania. Because I have the power to stop you, because I can just not sign this contract. Because there's nothing you can do. You can't lay your hands on me because I don't work here anymore. And you're thinking, oh, what does he want if he wins? Does he want his contract? No, I don't want a contract. I asked for my release. I don't want to be here. But I don't want anyone else to be here. I want to burn this place down to the ground. And for once, Triple H is powerless. Because there's nothing he can do. He has to accept everything that I put in there. Because otherwise, WrestleMania will be destroyed. So we'll have this unsanctioned match, Triple H. We're not having it be in the main event because I don't want you to have that privilege. It's not going to be fully unsanctioned. I'll let you keep your elaborate entrance because you've got to make everyone look how cool you are, and you probably already spent $1 million buying some fancy dancy skull to walk out of. So I'll let you keep that. I'm bargaining here. Because the satisfaction enough will be beating you. The satisfaction enough will be knowing that the man for so long who held everybody down, he's going to be held down by not only somebody called Mustafa Ali, somebody who he never valued, somebody who was an afterthought, a backup in the Cruiserweight Classic. 32 wrestlers you picked from, and I was a backup. I shouldn't even have been here. And now here I am. A backup that you had absolutely no value in, a former champion that you released the first time of asking because you obviously valued me that little. 3 other people behind me, men and women who have been screwed over by this industry, by you, that you didn't value and you also let walk. Everything. Triple H, Paul Hunter, whatever I want to call you, everything is going to come back to bite you on the ass at WrestleMania. And I don't know what's next for me after I beat you. Who knows? Maybe I'll leave, maybe I'll have got my wish, but maybe there's some other injustice here that I have the power to correct. We'll just have to wait and see. Ali signs the contract and he walks right off. And Triple H, he actually stands there, he actually shows a bit of fear in his eyes because everything he said is right. What can he really do? Except sign the contract with an angry look, throw his pen on the floor, rip his tie off, and point at him, point to the WrestleMania sign and go, I'll see you at WrestleMania. And then Ali's like, there it is. There's the Triple H I want. And he waves at him, he's like, bye, Hunter. See you Sunday. 83. Pretty fucking good show. And that's it. I don't know why I'm getting nervous, but that's it. The next time I'll be playing this game and running this show, I'll be booking WrestleMania. And it's finally come. We finally got through the whole year. Of course, the SLAMMY Awards are still up and running. The votes for them don't close until after WrestleMania Night 2 goes up. So you've still got a while if you haven't done it yet. It's no rush. But I'm encouraging more votes than there is currently because at the minute some people are tied and I don't know what to do in that situation. So yeah, I would appreciate it. I will actually go through this. This is the I will release the match card I think later on today like I normally do, but that will have the lineup for it. But this is the current lineup for WrestleMania. Night 1 is going to have the Universal title, the SmackDown Women's title, Raw Tag titles, the IC title, the Women's Tag titles, Keith Lee versus Brock Lesnar, Seth versus Buddy, Dakota versus Bayley, the 6-man tag. I know that I'm doing that and the Vega Mafia New Day match on the same night. I really tried my hardest to not make that the case, but I also wanted to do 2 title matches from each brand on each show, and I can't have Gable wrestle on night 1 for the US title because that's where the 2 SmackDown women's and world titles are. So that has to be on night 2, which means Gable has to wrestle on night 1. Yeah. And then the Andre Battle Royal and the kickoff matches Ricochet and Jeff versus Cedric and Dio Madden. Then night 2 is Randy Orton, John Cena, Gable, Shinsuke, the SmackDown Tag Title match, Io versus Sonya, Alistair versus The Fiend, Edge versus Kevin Owens, Mustafa Ali versus Triple H, Charlotte versus Liv, the triple threat between Drew, Sheamus and Cesaro, the Women's Battle Royal, and Braun versus Lashley. I personally think that night 2 is more stacked, but night 1 is nothing to turn your nose up at either. Both should be fucking 6 shows, and of course, to put myself over, my efforts of editing should all be finished by then, and that will hopefully add to the production values. And what matters more than the 83 here is what you thought of the show, and do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And it's weird to think that I forgot to advertise it on the show as well, but don't forget Draft Day, Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania Draft Day. It's weird to think that next time you're booking a Raw or SmackDown, it'll be after WrestleMania. And more than ever, I hope to see you then.